Today is March 3rd, 2026, and I wanted to show y'all how cowardly I don't even like calling them gangstalkers, but how cowardly these gangstalkers are. So some of the patterns are with my gangstalking is the synchronicity, me coming in, me leaving. Someone has to always be there, right? So this car sees me out with my dog. They know my pattern. After I take my dog out, I leave. She comes and parks her car right here. Right there. And then see a car coming in, parks her car. She's still in the car. Parks her car right there. And then looks like she's turning it on. It's supposed to be leaving the same time as me. Like that's, to me, that's so cowardly. Like before I found out that my mom was involved in my gang stalking, I was telling her stuff, and she was like, well, since you know the signs and stuff, you can duck it, you can dodge it. There is no ducking and dodging this. You stay out of their way, they get in your way. I go to the grocery store at 3 o'clock in the morning, they already there. And then they get in your way on purpose. It's to get a reaction out of you. So the other day I was in the office paying for something. That same lady in that same car was in there, and she did that stupid thing that they do with their phone. So most phones nowadays, the whole entire screen is, what do you call it? Like a lens of a camera. So when they flick it, or it just looks like they're just turning their phone on and off, they're taking a picture of you. Most of the time they'll have their flash on. Sometimes they don't. Or it'll be like open to like some kind of app, and it looks like they're looking at something. They're recording you. They're taking pictures of you. Or like when they're playing games on their phone, what do you think they're doing? But anyway, I just wanted to get that on camera because I'm very aware of my surroundings, and I saw what she did. She was waiting for me and my dog to walk by where she is, but we didn't. So it was like, oh, I'm gonna just wait for her. Like, and there is another occupant that does the same thing. It looks like there's a lot of people that live with them. It's a whole bunch of guys and kids and dogs or whatever. But the other day I was leaving, and he left first. I was peeping that he left first, but then he parked kind of on the other side of where she parked. And then as I pulled out, he pulled out. It's just like, y'all, that's so chicken shit. That's so chicken shit. But anyway, I wanted to record a little bit today because, for one, today it's been 32 years since my brother passed away. My brother was murdered. My mom set him up, but that's not what really happened in court. It was, he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, hanging around with the wrong people. Anyway, and I just remember that whole entire day. So, and once I realized what really happened to my brother, there's a reason why he was killed on 33rd degree. You know what I mean? Of 1994, 9 plus 4 equals 13, the 13 steps. All of that, they do things with meaning behind it. They do things with meaning behind it. I feel like, whatever they're setting me up for, it's coming close because they're getting desperate. Like, so I work at a doctor's office, and where I work, the doctors come out and they tell you, okay, this person needs to see me back in 4 months or whatever. Now there is a check-in person and check-out person, but if one or the other gets crowded, the other one, steps in and helps. Well, they're making it to where I get crowded. They're trying to distract me to where I can't see them taking a picture of me, which I see it anyway, and I don't even care. You know what I mean? But I look them dead in their face while they do it, and they try to act like they doing something else or have someone else come in and do it, whatever, right? So yesterday was kind of like the first normal patient day we had, because like I said, we've been having like 12 patients take all day. So yesterday we had like 20 something patients, and as they were coming out, the doctor was like, oh, 6 months, oh, this. And usually, like I said, if they see me with someone, they'll go to the other side where the girl is. They weren't doing that. They was like, oh, well, she'll get right with you, she'll get right with you. That's because whoever I was checking out, they didn't get me with them yet, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's a bunch of cowards, they're a bunch of chickens. It's stupid. And it's the same tactics, just different. Instead of coughing and sneezing and all that stuff, now what they do is, what is it? They'll put their jacket on. That's another signal. Putting their jacket on, stretching, playing with their hair, acting like they got stuff on their clothes, dusting it off, pulling their pants up. All of that is a tactic too. And like when I say stuff like that, people are like, oh, so I guess I can never pull my pants up. It's not that. You have to look at the timing of it. You have to look at the timing of the situation and when they're doing it, not just, oh, I'm stretching, I must be a gangstalker. No. It's the timing of everything that makes it, excuse me, that makes it what it is, you know? And I was watching someone else's video this morning, and like they said, this world is a stage, y'all. Everybody has their role that they play, and after they get that person, they go on to the next role. That's just the way of life for them. Like, once you take that oath, your duty is to listen to whatever they tell you to do. You have no say so. So what's the point of selling your soul and you're not free? Only thing is you don't get gangstalked, but you have to do it even if you don't want to do it. Some of the people that I see that are doing this stuff to me, you can see it in their face that they don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Some of them don't. You can see the evil too, but some of them you can see like, damn, I really don't want to do this. But they took that oath. Like my mama took that oath. I believe my mama sold her soul. So this is the story of my mother, late teens, or like maybe 2021, right? She's riding along with I guess you can call her my godmother, play auntie, whatever. They ride along, they get pulled over by the police, and the police pulled my mom out the car. And my mom said they were acting like they were gonna beat her up until my auntie came into play, said something to them, and they left her alone. I think that was the moment that my auntie probably was like, you want to sell your soul, or whatever they say, you know what I mean? Or you want to be protected, or however they come at you with it. It's all stupid. But I feel like that was the moment they was like, all right, this is your come to moment. You coming to. She probably came to. They probably was like, we want your kids. We want your firstborn child. And my mom is the middle of 7 kids. Every single person in my mama's family that had a firstborn son died. My oldest uncle, his son, murdered. My auntie, her baby, he was like 2. He died of sickle cell. My other uncle, he didn't have any kids. Then my mom, my brother was murdered. All the firstborn boys gone. And I remember my aunties be like, our family is cursed. No, our family ain't cursed. They evil. Our family is evil. But I feel like that was her come to moment, and she sold us out. Because right after my brother was killed, me and my mom and my auntie drove to Arkansas. And I think they was trying to figure out a way then to take me out. But they probably was like, let her grow up a little. Because my brother was only 16. He was only 16 years old. And here I am, you know, older than that. But yeah, they come into an end of whatever they doing with me because they getting desperate. Like my mom I told her I don't have an oven or whatever. I have a stovetop, I don't have an oven. And I was like, oh, can I come over to meal prep? But she was like, yeah. I was like, oh, it's probably gonna be tomorrow because I didn't take the meat out. She was like, no, come over today. And then whenever it's the first of the month, my neighbor one side of me comes home. He don't never be at home. He always be wherever he be at. I don't know, be in his business. But whenever it's the first of the month, when it's time to pay that rent, he be there for them first 3 days. And then after I pay my rent, he be gone. So, like I said, when people be like, oh, well, you say such and such is involved and such is involved. I don't know them. I don't know. They don't even have to know them. That's what makes it the perfect crime. The organized crime, a random coming in, sitting on their phone, picking up the information and sending it to someone else. That's the perfect crime. That's why they can get away with it. That's why they can get away with it. And that's why they can get away with painting you with the narrative, because it's going to be all these different random ass people that don't know each other saying the same thing about you. That's why it works. That's why they get away with it for so long. But if you a real true TI and you see the patterns, you see that shit come. I see it every day at work. Some days I speak up and say something off the wall, outlandish, just to make them feel uncomfortable. And some days I act like I don't see it and just go on about my business. Because if you sit there and you try to placate into it, you'll drive yourself crazy. And that's what they want you to do. They ain't about to drive me crazy, even though that's probably what the paperwork gonna say. The paperwork probably gonna say all kind of shit. They got all kind of teachers and people from the district and social workers, and they even got scientists coming into my work, y'all. So when they take your DNA, your hair, your nails, they gonna make it seem like you either got drugs in your system or whatever. They gonna make it seem like whatever the fuck they want to make it seem like, because you gotta fit that narrative. So that's why when I say everybody's involved in your gang stalking, everybody, to the person that does your nails, your hair, to the person that drop off your coffee, your water, all that, everybody's involved. Everybody, even these people that's driving right here on the side of me that won't let me over, because all these people around me, these business trucks, they got to pick up whatever's on this dumbass computer they done got. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and say that little tidbit or whatever. But I hate to get on here and record and say the same thing, so I'm sorry if I'm sounding repetitive. I don't record every day, just because that gets to be tiring as well. And I don't want them to think like they have control over my life, even though they do put you in a controlled environment and try to control your life. But they stupid. I think they're dumb. But that's how they do it. They put fear in you. So can you imagine being a young woman being dragged out of your car about to get beat up by police? That my mom probably was scared. She probably was scared. And my auntie probably hit her with the, don't you want to be protected? You don't want to be beat, how they hit you with the, like I have a cousin, right? And I know for a fact cause she's evil. Anyway, everybody around her is either been in foster care or homeless, and she takes them in, and she manipulates people with her good works, and that's why I said quote unquote good works. And it's easy to get people like that. Oh girl, if there was a God, you wouldn't be homeless, you and your kids wouldn't be on the street, that's why I do what I do. And or the foster kids, you can't believe in God if your parents get, just whatever they say to get people to just put trust in them. And everybody around her is like that. Like no one in her circle is like from a solid foundation. It's either like my daddy left me, my mama left me, I was in the system, I was home. Everybody around her has got something wrong with them for them to put their trust into her, and it makes her look like she's just God's gift to the world. And that's what they do. That's what they want. They want someone who appears to be a good person who's really not. It's like all these people I work with, there are some people that I really like here, but they all are involved. They look you dead in your face and be doing shit right in your face. It ain't even behind your back, it's right in your face. And that's what they want. They want someone to appear to be like they're a good person, but just gonna stab someone straight in their face and go straight to the police. That's what they want. I couldn't do that. I couldn't live with myself, you know? I couldn't live with myself doing stuff like that. I'm not that evil, but that's what evil is. That is the definition of evil. Can be cool with you in your face and still fuck you over and act like nothing's going on, you know? But right now they're making up traffic because, so I've been leaving where I live earlier and earlier just to see if this lady at work is gonna be there. And she is. Yesterday she was there. I got there like 7:05, 7:03 maybe. She was already there. And like I said, no matter what time of the day I leave, that lady is always there. A couple days they had someone else be there before me, but I'm never the first one anymore. It's always they gotta have someone there before me to watch me. If I log into my computer, they want to know what I'm doing. They watch everything I do. They watch what I eat, what I throw away. Yeah, like, so what you bring for lunch, hon? Like all that. You think it's normal conversation, but it ain't. It is not normal conversation. So, but anyway, sorry. Sometimes when I talk about it, I get not upset, but it's just like, it makes my adrenaline rush because it's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's just so dumb. But what I wanted to ask some people on here that actually watch, that aren't my Gangstalkers, because best believe your Gangstalkers watch your video, and I know they watch my videos for show, because every time I post something and say something about what's going on at work, they come with something different. Like I said, it's, if they're not coming through the front door, they're gonna come through the back door. If they're not coming through the back door, they're coming through the window, or, you know. But I wanted to ask the question of what are some tactics that other TIs see at work? Because I'm definitely being work mom, and it's even high. Yesterday my boss was there. She brought donuts for someone's what do you call it, like work anniversary or whatever, and she's standing there with her phone just like everybody else, you know. And then they stage stuff like, oh, such and such is gonna be here at 10 o'clock, can you let me know? And as soon as they say that, they come through the door, and then because your computer's open, like it's just like I said, the world is the stage, y'all. This world is a stage. But I wanted to ask, what are some of the tactics that other TIs see at work? I just want to know, because I can write a book on mine. But I don't want this video to be too long, get anyone disinterested or whatever. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good day, staying vigilant, watch your back, watch your surroundings, be mindful, don't react. That's what they want you to do. A part of it too is to get you to say something and be like, because like, okay, so the girl that I work with, right, we have our desk, and someone had took my chapstick, and I was like, where's my chapstick? And she was like, that little yellow round thing, who would take that? But that's what they do. They take your stuff and then be like, well, who would take that? Are you sure you didn't leave it somewhere else? Like, talking to you like you're stupid. But that's the games that they play. That's exactly what they do. So, and then it's gonna be like, they want you to react like, I'm not stupid, or I'm not crazy, or, you know, girl, please, give me my chapstick. Stop playing with me. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off this. Like I said, I don't want the video to be too long. I hope everyone is having a good and blessed day. And I'll talk to you guys later.